The upcoming NHL Entry Draft has serious implications on the future of the Calgary Flames as the team sits at the bottom of the NHL standings. The Flames are hoping that they'll find their next superstar in June, and the latest NHL Draft Power Rankings give us a good glimpse at who may be in a Flame sweater soon. We're going to get into all that more in this video, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you into the Flames Digest family. Before we talk about the draft, we got to talk about last night's game, where if the Flames play like they did last night, they are going to win the Stanley Cup this year. That's how good they played. But no, it was a very good performance from the Flames finally back at home. They win 4-1 in those beautiful blasty unis at the Dome against the Minnesota Wild, a team that lately hasn't really been giving up a lot of goals. I know they had Gustafsson in net last night instead of Wallstead, but still a great performance from the Flames. If we take a look at the box score, Dustin Wolf bounced back. He was kind of almost put in a backup role to Cooley. The word tandem was being thrown around a little more after Wolf was clearly the number one guy through the first 20 or so games this year, but he played great. Gives up just one goal on 27 shots. The .963 save percentage is more of what we expected, and he made some great saves. That save where he was on his belly was absolutely nuts on Marcus Johansson. That was crazy. If we get into the skaters who got on the score sheet, Rasmus Andersson continues his hot season. He gets a goal and an assist, a +3 on the night. His trade value is skyrocketing. His next contract is skyrocketing as well. Playing very good. Matt Coronato, he's had a fairly good season so far as well for a team that couldn't score for half the year so far. He gets a goal and an assist. Huberdeau finally gets on the score sheet as well. I think it's because yesterday I mentioned that, he's on pace for no points and, needed to turn it on. He finally scored. He actually got the scoring going. Connor Zary scored a bit of a beauty goal. Nice tuck 5-hole. Pickles got an assist. Bax got an assist. Frost got a beautiful assist. Hanley gets an assist as well. There were some pretty goals in this one. Like I said, with Zary's was nice. Coronato, what a dish from Frosty there. It was just overall a very exciting game. Even if you're still, hardcore team tank, it's fun to watch your team play well every now and then. And it was nice. Flames finally back in the Dome in those beautiful uniforms, getting a big win against Minnesota. That was some exciting hockey. Overall, great team win. Shout out to Kevin Ball as well. I thought he played fantastic, as he usually does. But a lot of players played really well last night. Now, let's get into the draft rankings that I mentioned at the top of the video. And look, the Flames actually aren't 32nd in the league anymore. Our division rivals, our second biggest rival, the Vancouver Canucks, are actually bottom of the league now because of our win last night, which is crazy. Who saw that coming when they traded away JT Miller? They said they were in a transition, and clearly it was a transition to the bottom of the standings. The Canucks absolutely suck. We love to see that, but we don't want them to get the first overall pick, especially Gavin McKenna. But if we get into the Daily Faceoffs 2026 NHL Draft, which prospects are in the running for first overall? This one here from Stephen Ellis. So I'm not guaranteeing, of course, that the Flames get the first overall pick. Heck, we've never even had a top 3 pick. But if there's a few candidates, you'd expect them to kind of be in the top 5 sort of thing, which is where a lot of people see the Flames ending up. So I'm not saying that the Flames obviously get the first overall pick, but this may give us a glimpse into the future, have some serious implications on not just, some serious implications on the future for the Flames, but this could be the future of the Calgary Flames coming from this draft since it is so deep. And, it doesn't have exactly what the Flames are looking for, but it has a lot of players that we'd love to have. So if you follow this draft class closely, Gavin McKenna's downfall has been greatly exaggerated. He's still the top prospect for 2026, and it's going to take quite the push from the rest of the crop to change that. Sure, the former Medicine Hat Tiger isn't dominating the NCAA by any means. He is no Ethan Wittenbach, but most scouts will tell you the overall talent pool has never been stronger than it is right now. The arrival of former CHLers has boosted the depth to the point where scoring has never been more difficult, even for the game's top young stars. Again, if your name's not Ethan Wittenbach. McKenna's blend of puck dominance and elite skill will keep McKenna at the top for now, but outside of the upcoming World Juniors, his season is essentially on hold, with Penn State off for well over a month. Crazy scheduling the way that goes. So it'll be a while until the hockey world can see if he's capable of retaining the crown. Now, we've already spoken about him a little bit, but let's get into the candidates for this top pick and maybe someone who will be in a Flames sweater come June. First one, Gavin McKenna, left winger from Penn State. And again, I know most Flames fans would like to draft a center. The players at the top aren't really centers in terms of this, but hey, a lot of people say just draft best available. So McKenna, ask most scouts and they'll tell you McKenna is still the number one prospect. He's on pace for about 40 points this year, which would be good for 5th among under 19 NCAA players since 2009-2010. It's still far behind the likes of Eichel, Fantilli, Celebrini, and Bouillon, but still solid nonetheless, especially on a team that doesn't have a super deep offensive contingent to work with. It's very difficult for a 17-year-old to produce in college, and McKenna rarely takes a night off from the score sheet. I just wish he'd play with a bit more intensity. His effort level has been an issue for a few years now, and that's not exactly ideal, but hey, that comes with maturity. It comes with age. We've kind of seen the same thing with Parekh, who, as an update, Parekh was actually skating again today, which is obviously very good news. I've said Wittenbach as well. He was recently named, I believe, the conference's rookie of the month, which is fantastic. Same thing for Cullen Potter, so they're doing really well getting those accolades down in college. So yes, part of our future will obviously be drafted in the next draft. It could be our highest ever draft pick if the Flames stay the course, but there are some good players still in the pipeline or even at the NHL level, like a Parekh, like a Potter, like a Wittenbach. You know, you can throw in Reshny and some other guys as well. There's many I could name, but let's still focus on these draft rankings. So, of course, Gavin McKenna, the top one there. Next is Keaton Verhoff, who is a right-handed defenseman, which we kind of have a plethora of, but still good to take note of. He's at the University of North Dakota with a little-known name, Reshny. Now, Verhoff's unique blend of size, mobility, and offensive awareness will take him far in the NHL. Teams love players with his type of skill set and 6'4" frame. His ice time has fluctuated a bit and his offense has quieted down, but he's still playing a ton of quality hockey against much older competition. I appreciate that he jumped to the NCAA to push himself, and I think it'll have positive long-term effects. Big defenders often need to get a bit more creative to avoid being typecast, and Verhoff definitely looks the part as an all-situations defender, while others might have different defensemen challenging for the top spot. I still believe highly in Verhoff, and he does look pretty dang good. Next, Ivar Stenberg, a left winger from Frölunda over in the SHL. I truly love everything about Stenberg's game, from the way he exploits open space to how he can beat just about anyone in one-on-one situations. Stenberg is tracking for 49 points this season in the SHL, which would mark the best output by a draft-eligible player in league history. Stenberg could add a bit more muscle and play a bit more physical. The size disadvantage compared to the 6'4" Verhoff is the deciding factor for me right now, but I fully expect a strong World Junior showing to boost Stenberg's stock further. And we've seen some great players come from the SHL, of course, and if he's beating their pace in their draft eligible season, I mean, that is just fantastic to hear. Maybe Flames fans would love Stenberg as well. Second to last one here is Chase Reed, another RHD. He's playing for the Sioux Greyhounds in the Ontario Hockey League. We love a right-handed defenseman who played in the OHL, by the way. Now, this is the most interesting one. Heading into the CHL USA Prospects Challenge, some around the scouting community suggested he could be the first defender taken off the board, and while some scouts preferred Xavier Villeneuve, Reed was one of the top standouts. He had many high-end looks in the first game in particular, with his second-period goal giving the CHL a much-needed boost. His play reads were top-notch, and few players can make quick, smart plays that he can. I like how he joins in as a fourth forward without sacrificing his defensive responsibilities. It's a strong defense crop this year, and Reed will need to work hard to maintain his status near the top of the draft board, but don't be surprised if he goes as high as number 2 this year or even pushes for the top spot. Chase Reed, he is definitely a pretty dang good prospect. Could be in a Flames uniform. Last one here, Ethan Belchitz. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce that. I haven't seen a single highlight of the Windsor Spitfires this year, to be honest, but either way, let's just call him Ethan for now. So you won't find many better power forwards standing at 6'5" and nearly 230 pounds than Ethan. The Spitfires star loves to create havoc anytime he can. He can overwhelm opponents quite easily, both with his shoulder and his shot. From talking to OHLers, Ethan is one they'd hate to go up against the most. That means something, and I fully expect him to become a valuable NHLer. He doesn't have the high-end offensive instincts to overcome someone like McKenna or Stenberg, but teams love bulky forwards, and Ethan is as good as they come. Kind of like a glorified Tom Wilson in a way, which any successful team would love to have, even if you hate Tom Wilson like most of the hockey world does. But either way, those are your draft rankings. Very exciting to think that any of these guys could be a Calgary Flame. in the near future. Hopefully one of them is. We'll, of course, have to wait and see. I know a lot of people out there want the Flames to still make the playoffs, and that's totally fine as well. The way they're playing right now, they either score 4+ goals a game or score 0, so it's essentially they're ready for playoff hockey. But either way, exciting to look ahead at the draft as one of the teams near the bottom of the standings. Now let's get into the comment of the day to wrap up the video, as we love to do here on the channel. It comes from yesterday's video about those Blake Coleman rumors going around, being linked many places. And Dealand here said, I know it's business, but Coleman is easily my favorite Flame and will be missed. Yes, it's not a sure thing that Coleman will be traded this year. We do love a bit of Pickles, the Texas Tiger, around, but if it does happen, he will be missed, of course. He's been great in the community, great with, obviously, on a line with Michael Backlund for so many years now, and just overall has given everything to the Calgary Flames. So if he does get traded, he will be missed for sure. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to what you saw here today and have a wonderful rest of your day.